Hey guys, Starshot Ryan here to welcome you back to another Let's Play of Legend of Heroes. We just last left off speaking to the Colonel, letting him know kind of, our grievances with some of the soldiers who were trying to get in the way of our investigation. But now we're all free and open to get started and to figure out kind of what's going on. So, we could go ahead and talk to some of the people we visited, but if you want to just progress the story and move on fairly quickly and not worry about anyone else to talk to, you can just enter this house here and talk to this old woman. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh dear me. Weren't you the bracers who came to ask questions not that long ago? Oh right, we did come here before. I'm really sorry I couldn't talk to you then. So what you came to ask about is what happened last night, right? Yep, that's right. Is this a good time for you? Yeah, this is a good time as any. It was the middle of the night, you see, when I heard a noise coming from outside. And of course, I of course thought it was my husband coming home at such a late hour, so I opened the door and started yelling. But it turned out to be a group of masked men coming out of the Orbital factory across the road. I thought my heart was plumb gonna stop right then and there. Although it turned out the burglars were rather surprised and ran away to the north. I see, so it was the Sky Bandits, huh? So what you're saying then is that this house didn't occur a loss of any kind? Yeah, thanks to the mercy of the goddess. Can I ask you another thing? Did your husband coming home late mean that he went to the bar? If it was only that, then that would be forgivable. In addition to being a no-good drinker, he's obsessed with this. And instead of just saying fishing, she has to raise her hand in a casting motion. And her name's Cecilia. Oh, I get it. You mean fishing, right? I see now. That's right, he loves fishing more than life itself. Just yesterday he said something about catching some smelt and took off to the lake in the south. And on top of that, he still hasn't come back. Eh? So what you're saying is he doesn't know anything about the incident? That's exactly what I'm saying. And when that good-for-nothing husband of mine gets home, he's gonna get a what for, let me tell you. Hi, honey, I'm home. Phew, what a day I had. I was fishing patiently all morning, but I have nothing to show for it. Oh, what's this? Do we have guests? You senile old man! My goodness, woman, what kind of fiery tempest has gotten into you? Don't you know it's rude to ask like that in front of guests? If anyone's being rude, that would be you. I'm dumbfounded that my own husband can just take off to what he likes at a time like this. Huh? What do you mean by a time like this? Maybe I should explain. And we get a brief explanation regarding the burglaries in which transpired the previous night to Mr. Kuwano? I guess. Burglaries by Sky Bandits, you say? You don't say. Now that is terrible. But to think that they hightailed out of here after my wife hollered at them is hilarious. Ha 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 ha. Guess they got to experience the Cecilia effect firsthand. What did you just say? Let's calm down now, shall we? But to think that these Sky Bandits came in the night like they did and just disappeared like that. I wonder if it has anything to do with that thing he was talking about the other day. I.e.? What do you mean? Oh, right. You don't know him. He is my fishing buddy. He's staying at the inn down the lake shore to the south of here. If I remember right, he said something about seeing a strange bunch near the place the other night. A strange bunch? Now this sounds really interesting. Can you tell us a little more about what you've heard? Sure, I don't mind, but I'm just going to tell you up front that this is all hearsay. From what I heard, he just happened to see them by chance as he was out fishing during the night. He saw them leave by way of the inn's front door and then out onto the road. However, when he asked around at the inn in the morning, it turned out that no one like that had stayed there the night before. Yeah, that is rather odd. So, was there any type of burglaries at the inn? No, nothing of the sort at all, in fact. It's quiet there, the meals are great, and it's, well, a place I would recommend to anyone. But best of all, it's a prime fishing spot. Though there weren't any definitive clues related to the incident, we did manage to hear a few interesting bits. I concur. I especially liked the one that described all the delicious food at the inn. That's not what we're talking about here. Although, I did find the fishing part to be rather interesting. Unfortunately, if there's nothing going on then I guess it wouldn't be worth investigating. Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. If someone had been careless and caused a problem, the army would have thoroughly investigated it. Conversely, the possibility of the sky bandits appearing where there's nothing happening is rather high. Oh, well, I guess that's one way to think about it. And in light of this series of incidents, there's either a spy in the army or the sky bandits are a really clever bunch of thieves. It'll be extremely difficult to corner them only by investigating the incidents which have occurred. We'll need to get one step ahead of them by tracking their movements. I see. So what you're saying is that we should take an offensive stance rather than a defensive one. Now then how about we get going? Off to the beautiful La Valeria Lake, told in many a rhyme as the Pearl of Libera. Well, you heard the man. We'll be heading south, but first we'll go ahead and check up on any new equipment, if there's any new stuff to pick up. And it looks like there's really nothing to pick up for now. So, and then we'll now check out the Orbment shop and see if they have anything new there. And we'll, of course, open a new slot for Estelle here, so she can have a few more options. And then check out the quartz. Okay, it looks like there's an Impede 1, so I'll go ahead and just pick up that since we can. And it looks like that's about it for now. And then I'll go ahead and just double check at the guild to make sure we haven't missed out on anything or something we can do along the way. Okay, so it looks like nothing new. But for the Stolen Ring quest, that won't happen until we get further along in the story. But we can talk to the woman about it and see if she knows anything or not. So I'll just go ahead and show you quick, kind of where she is and kind of what she'll say. She's right in this house here, and she of course tells you she had the ring stolen. And if the Armored Racer Guild, I just want to see those burglars caught. And she lives in fear every day, apparently. So that's kind of about it, So nothing too exciting, but now that we have that all underway, we can finally head out and complete that one of the side quests that pretty much those last two should be the only ones left to work on for this region. And here's a surprise attack. So now we have Oliver in our party, which can help out, of course, since he has a few options to us, or he gives us a few more options for us to do. He has a ranged attack with his gun, and he also has a few different arts moves, of course. Of course, since he's kind of knocked out a bit here and dealing with the annoying status effect monster. But actually, let me go ahead and check on our orbments here and kind of get some new ones equipped. Let's see, actually there's an HP 2 now that we can equip, and that'll give us a new one here. And then with this one, we can learn Latir, which is pretty good. And we can give her some time abilities as well as we want. And I guess since she does use arts quite a bit, maybe having the EP cut on her would be good. Let's see, and then if I remember, yeah, we got impede 1, so we can add that to the list of things. Okay, that doesn't give her anything new. Yeah, I think I'll keep the firebolt for now, just because the enemy we'll have upcoming is kind of weak to it. And then for this guy here, he can use arts, so but I think I'll give him some earth arts, just to give us some new options, since he had some open slots. And so we're pretty much set for anything we have to deal with. We have water, wind, fire, earth. So pretty much any weaknesses we have to deal with, we have it. At least someone in the party does. Let's see here. I guess we'll go ahead and deal with the this guy, the Dustgeist here. He's kind of annoying to deal with, but so are the mini Magdolas, I think. I'm trying to remember the name of that one monster that shows up in a lot of the Final Fantasy characters. The one that usually has bad breath that causes like every single status effect you can think of. And right now my entire party is confused, so this is gonna be fun to see how it turns out. At least, never mind. Well, at least we finally have someone who's open, but we'll of course go ahead and try and deal with these two before they continue killing us. And he can attack, so I have to rely on arts now. And as you can see, Latira heals 200 in an area, which, you know, would be fairly helpful, but sadly you have to make sure you hit someone, and anyone else in that area will also be hit too. So we'll just go ahead and do a Tira, which gives us 1000 HP. Which, I guess with the kind of the levels we have at the time, you know, that's, I guess, shouldn't take us too much longer. We'll probably hit 1000 HP by maybe level, I guess by level 26 maybe. And she's confused again, so, but let's go ahead and take care of him, so we don't have to worry about that too much longer. And I'll go ahead and heal up our friend Joshua here, so he can be ready. But yeah, so status effects don't stay on the party afterwards, which is always nice. You know, I guess when they stay on after battle, like poison or paralysis, I always kind of, you know, I can understand sometimes why they might stick around. Actually, I'll just go ahead and use ornaments here to heal. But, you know, I can understand why they might stick around in some other games, but it's nice that, you know, since it just makes it so that we don't have to use up items for when we're not in battle. You know, because I would say the status effects are definitely more of a hindrance outside of battle than they can be inside of it, or that they're more. You'd want to try and get rid of them while they're happening in battle instead of trying to worry about them outside of it. But, you know, I think it's up to a developer's choice if they decide to do that or not. And this is our monster. The turtle we saw in the tower now gets to meet us out here. And as you can see, there's plenty of them to go around, so we're not really going to do much damage otherwise unless we use arts. And because of the number of them, I'll of course rely on aerial wind move here to try and get rid of most of them. And we can get a good number of them about right here with this position. And we still got a while before we go, but let's see here. Okay, so he's that one, so he'll probably move. So I think this spot should be good. And I could use Firebolt, since it's what they're weaker against. But I guess since their health isn't too high, and they're only weak against arts, we'll just go ahead and try and hit most of them and see if that'll help hopefully take care of them all in the same exact spot. And then we have him who has a few different moves, but since since it's probably best just to use fire, and I'll go ahead and target this guy since he's sort of out of range. But yeah, I guess when it comes to status effects, you know, I kind of understand kind of why they're around and why developers like to use them to try and mess up the players, and it also gives you the potential to use them yourself as well, which, depending on kind of the enemies you're up against, could be really handy or not. But I guess I haven't really seen too many games that ever really make use of it, though. Too often. That you actually want to have status effects, or that you try to make use of them all the time. But I can understand why you wouldn't want them to be there, because they might be a bit too powerful. I don't like that critical that one of them's gonna do, so I'll go ahead and just make use of it with someone else's move, and let's see who has the most life. I wish the screen wouldn't move back and forth just because of their position or something. But oh well. It looks like the highest is this guy here at 111. We'll just fast forward through this part. Don't need to see her whipping them into submission, or to focus on it at least. And then I guess I'll see if I can get a decent attack in just to weaken them a bit, which at least does something. But I'll just go ahead and do another aerial here. Yeah, this should be a good. Oh good, he's still in range. But yeah, so, but I guess, I think if I do remember, when it came to South Park and the Stick of Truth, they did a lot with status effects, and I've heard they're pretty powerful in that. I haven't played, you know, the Fractured but Whole just yet, but I'll plan on it eventually. I'm not sure if I'll do a Let's Play of it, though. I've heard it's been getting hit pretty hard by the, demonetization by YouTube, you know, just because of the whole vulgar language and suggestive themes and all that, but I don't think you can really avoid that with South Park, can you? So this is the north shore of Valera Lake, huh? It certainly seems peaceful and quiet around here. The inn doesn't look too shabby either. I stayed here once before when I was in the area on another job. The wine's great, the rooms are nice, pretty much what you would expect from a place like this. Too bad this isn't a pleasure trip. You mean it's not? I, at least, intend to toss my cares away to the wind for a while. Taking catnips in a rocking boat by day and filling my belly with food and wine by night. Heaven. This is what a vacation is all about. Yeah, we're all looking at him right now and trying to determine how we should kill him right now. Come on, everyone, I was just joking. We can enjoy a vacation anytime, but now is the only time we can enjoy taking care of some would-be thieves. Even I, Oliver Lenhelm, know enough to get my priorities straight. I don't think this has anything to do with enjoyment or not. Well, whatever. As long as he does his share of the work he's here to do. That doesn't sound right. Let's see if we can find the old man staying here that loves fishing. The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals here 2 nights ago, right? Well, you heard him. Let's do some more investigating. We can worry about enjoying ourselves here or healing up a bit later. Actually, I guess we should probably check out here in the docks first. See if there's anyone around. No sign. And there's a pail down there, but I guess that's probably not important right now. Let's see. Oh, here's someone. Maybe he's important. Could I ask you something? Wow, he's not responding at all. He must be really into his fishing. so this is what a fishing maniac looks like, huh? They seem like a unique breed. Not as unique as you are, that's for sure. But yeah, so apparently he's not gonna say anything to us right now, so let's go ahead and check inside. Oh yeah, and this also is a restaurant, so I think when we get the chance we'll want to buy... Oh, here we go. We can buy some items here. So we have some new recipes we can learn that can help out later on, depending on what items we pick up. Like, here's another 300 HP item we can learn. And a 400 one, wow. But yeah, I'll just buy one of each. Oh wow, even a 500 HP. That's really going to be good. And a 7... and a 600. So yeah, definitely come to this shop and buy some of their items so you can learn their recipes and make use of them later. Because that HP value is nuts for us right now. Let's see, just talking about vacation, tradition of family, and looks forward to it every time, and feels bad for the dad who gets left behind. And apparently they like to visit a lot of inns throughout the region. Sorry. Let's talk to the clerk here. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Please let me know if you would like to stay. Okay, apparently nothing to us. Oh, okay, this guy who we didn't talk to before is important. Welcome to the Kingfisher Inn. Are you all here to stay? Let's see. Yes and no. How should I put it? We're here looking for a certain someone. Is there a guest staying here who loves to fish? Well, pretty much everybody who stays here loves to fish. We heard he was a friend of the old man who stayed here yesterday. Do you have a clue who that might be? Oh, are you talking about old man Kuwano? If we are talking about his fishing buddy, then I think you must mean Lloyd. Lloyd? I heard he's a professional angler who came all the way here from the Royal City. It seems as though he's a member of the Fishermen's Guild there. He sounds like a pretty amazing guy. So you're saying he's that old man fishing out back? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one you're talking about. You might be able to get his attention if you call his name out really loud. Well, you heard the man. Apparently we have to yell out his name to him to get his attention at all. So let's go ahead and do that. Surprising his name is Lloyd. Reminds me of Tales of Symphonia's main character. Excuse me. Are you the man named Lloyd who's from the Royal City? Wow, he's really focused. He's tuned everything out of his mind but fishing. It looks like this is where my skills come into play. What are you... Just sit back and enjoy. And he leans in over with a smile that's left all kinds of things up to interpretation and blew into the man's ear. Okay, I can definitely assume there are too many thoughts to say, and, you know, I'll just leave it up to your guys' imagination, because I won't say anything more. Oh my goodness, Who are you kids? And where did you come from? That was a dirty trick to play on him, Oliver. Yeah, that was pretty low. How do you do this evening, good sir? We tried calling out to you for a moment ago, but we could see that you're a true professional. Your attention was fixed upon your task. You're Lloyd, aren't you? Yes, that's right. But how did you know my name? We heard from a certain old man about you. Do you have some time you could spare to speak with us? I see. So you heard from Mr. Kuwano, did you? Yeah, I saw that strange pair about 2 nights ago. I knew it. Could we get you to fill us in on a little more on the details? Before that, are you all bracers or something? Is this somehow related to some sort of crime? We can't say for sure, but there does appear to be a possibility. Gotcha. In that case, I'll do what I can to help you out. It was the other night when I was out fishing on my boat. I was returning to the inn dead tired after a day of battling it out with the lake's guardian. I had gotten late into the night, and it was about the time when everyone at the inn was asleep in their beds. Now hold on a minute. What do you mean by this lake's guardian? I'm glad you asked! The guardian is a giant salmon that swims the murky depths of Valera Lake. It has been the feared king of the waters among fisher lovers for over a decade. Crap, I shouldn't have asked. It looks like you've thrown a log onto the maniac's fire. Is it really that huge of a fish, like you say? You bet your last mirror it is, and I've been chasing this darn thing for the last 5 years of my life. It comes and goes in different parts of Valera Lake and changes its feeding spots on a whim. I've heard from a buddy of mine that it has appeared in these parts, so I came running from the Royal City. Ha! Now that's what I call passion. I completely understand where you're coming from. Wherever I find something I like, I stop at nothing to get a hold of it. For example, a bottle of Grand Chardonnay and such. In your case, steal it is more accurate. Cough! How about we get back to our story? So Lloyd, what happened when you came back from your fishing that night? Oh, right. I had returned the boat and was on my way into the inn, when I saw an odd couple head out onto the road from the grounds behind the building. Onto the road? In the middle of the night? Yep, no doubt about it, they headed out on the New Ansel path. At first I thought they were a group of people visiting from the city heading back home. But it was way too late for something like that, and when I asked at the inn the next day, nobody knew a thing about it. Though, thought maybe I'd seen a couple of ghosts or something then. Ghosts? There are ghosts that come out here? Just so you know, the two I saw were a young couple. They might have been two lost souls who committed a double suicide after not being accepted by those around them. Aw, don't tell me anymore! Oh, brother. A bracer that's afraid of ghosts. The guild is doomed. Not to mention her habit of always wanting to hear more ghost stories and other bizarre stuff. Now, isn't you or being scared attractive in its own right, Estelle? Not sexy, but cute nonetheless. Like a little kitten shivering in the cold. You better watch out, because this little kitten bites. Well, I was just kidding about the ghost part. But the couple did, in fact, seem to be one with a purpose and reason. I say this because the girl was wearing some rather odd clothing. What do you mean by that? I only saw her from behind, so I couldn't say for sure. But it looked to me like she was wearing some kind of school uniform. A school uniform? It couldn't be. It wasn't one from the Genus Royal Academy, was it? Wow, you really know your stuff, kid. You betcha. My niece goes there as well, and it looked exactly the same as the one she wears. I see. So this whole event just got a lot more interesting. It's her. I know it's that lying tomboy for sure. We're finally onto her trail. Wait, what? So she's an acquaintance of yours? Then, while you're at it, tell the two of them not to fret and rush into anything they will regret later on. If my mind isn't failing me, I could have sworn they said something about coming again tonight. Is that true? Yep, we'll meet back here in 2 days, is what the young man said. His tone seemed rather serious, so I couldn't help but think on it. Well, that's understandable. We appreciate the valuable information, just leave the rest up to us. We won't let them get into any more trouble than they already are. Oh, I see. That's a relief to hear. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders now. Now that that is off my chest, I feel like taking a boat out and fishing again. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll leave you youngins to your work. Man, I don't even measure up when it comes to that fishing nut. You mentioned something about a fisherman's guild, too. I wonder what kind of group that is. So, how is it this couple involved with the missing airliner incident, exactly? If you don't mind telling me, that is. Well, in a nutshell, Shahara explained that they encountered Josette and Roland. I see. That seems to be the person in question, alright. Which means that tonight is the night, huh? Yeah. It looks like we should probably get a room just in case. We're going to be in for a late night tonight. Alright, let's go ask the receptionist about a room. Well, we got plenty of new stuff to do now that we have to investigate, or now that we've learned that girl who stole the Seep's crystal before is now going to be here again visiting the inn. So join us next time when we get a room and find out what, and wait around, or maybe they'll skip ahead and we'll arrive at the night when they show up for more details. Until then, have fun gaming.